For the first time in this Ashes series, it is Cricbuzz Chatter. Adam Collins and Michael Vaughan back together for the first time since the 23 Ashes on this segment. Vaughanie, what an extraordinary day to start the series. 19 wickets, England rock and rolled for 172 inside 33 overs, and they've reduced Australia to 123 for 9 by the close. So still 49 in arrears, 7 for Starc, career best figures, 5 for 23 for Captain Stokes. Blimey. How are you seeing this? This is chaos. This is not normal, people.
We all need to lie down or have something rather sharp. Usually, I think the hype and the build-up, it's been like a heavyweight boxing bout. You know, and sometimes you get to that kind of bout and the actual build-up and the hype's better than the bout. Well, we've not been disappointed. You know, it was the Aussies that threw the first punch, and then England had a little bit of a jab back with Harry Brook and Jamie Smith, and then England collapsed and they were down. And then all of a sudden, I have to say, the England bowlers, it's as good an England performance with the ball. I mean, they've had some good ones over the years, but, you know, Anderson, Broad, etc., etc. But as a group of 5 seam bowlers, on a pitch that offered a little bit, when your team needs you to deliver because your batters have let you down, that was exceptional. I thought the first 10 overs, Archer and Gus Atkinson, when they had to win that moment, they had to win those 10 overs to get themselves, they didn't get all the wickets, but they pushed Marnus Labuschagne back, they pushed Steve Smith back. I thought they were absolutely exceptional.
I mean, for as good as Starc was, and let's not underplay that, 7 for 58, first 7 for in Test cricket, therefore, of course, his best figures in the game. What a mighty effort in the absence of Cummins and Hazel. We might back over that later. But do you think that the England quicks sort of saw something in how full Boland bowled, which didn't work today, perhaps for the first time at home in Test cricket? Boland doesn't come off. They bowl back of a length. They get it through. They use this pacey, bouncy Perth pitch to perfection.
Yeah, I mean, and they've got the pace. You know, if you look at Scotty B, he's just not got that pace. That zip was lacking for whatever reason. I thought Doggett bowled quite nicely for Australia on debut. Could have easily had a wicket with his first ball. Cameron Green didn't bowl a great deal, but he's not going to. Starc was exceptional. Knowing that Cummins and Hazelwood aren't in your team, you know that you've got to perform. He steps up to the mark. But the England bowlers, you're right, they just came in and whacked the pitch. But it wasn't whack the pitch short of a length. It was that awkward length. You go forward, you go back. And a lot of the Australian players at the minute, they're hanging back. You know, I've never seen a group of Australian top order players look like they're being squared up, jumping in the air, playing back foot defences. They played and missed at so many deliveries. It wasn't easy because England bowled tremendously well. But I talk about a counter punch, and sometimes the bad bowlers counter punch a little bit too much, and they bring the opposition back into the game by playing expansive shots. But there's that fine margin of playing so attritionally that bowlers love bowling to you, and being so aggressive that bowlers know they've got a real chance with you. And I thought Australia really were far too attritional, and at times England were far too Bazbally. I think England will look at what they've done today with the ball in hand, with the armoury that they have, and sometimes the first inning of a series, a big series, you can do some damage. You can start to open cracks. And I thought today, and whatever happens, and I think England are favourites from here, batting first here is a big key, and Ben Stokes winning the toss and batting. I thought he was going to bowl, but it was the right call to bat first. I look at long series and think you can start opening a few open cracks early in a series, early in the stages of a bowling attack, bowling to a batting attack, and I reckon England have opened up a few cracks in this batting lineup.
Yes, it feels that way too, doesn't it? Because I mean, Khawaja wants the farewell lap. Labuschagne's back in at 3, but had to open because Khawaja had a stiff back, which is a little bit odd. Smith's in early. The attritional cricket you speak of, you know, great selection, Bryden Cass, who's already played a role getting both Khawaja and Smith. I know he went at 60s in the India series earlier this year, but showing his presence straight away. Mark Wood doesn't quite come off, but Archer does. 2 wickets for Archer straight away. I mean, it doesn't all need to work at the same time. You just need enough match winners in this country. We've seen that over time when England have come here and it's been limp. It didn't feel limp at any stage with the ball. We'll come back to their batting, of course, but isolating what happened in the last couple of hours, they were as dynamic as I've seen an England attack.
Yeah, and apart from the caught and bowl chance that went down, they were exceptional in the field as well. They looked alive, they looked alert. Ben's tactics are exceptional. That dismissal of Cameron Green when he brought his mid on and mid off straight, and he said, "Go on, Cameron, I'm going to keep dangling that carrot. I'll come just slightly wide of the crease and I'll just straight outside off stump and I'll get you playing for extra cover." And it worked. Whoever was in the dugout, because he turned to the dugout and went, so someone had created that tactic to get that mid on and mid off straight. So excellent tactics from England. Look, Stokes gets wickets. I don't think he was the pick of the bowlers today, but he got 5 for.
How does he do it? I mean, he's got that beefy energy, doesn't he? You know, like he comes on, 7th ball, then gets a wicket in his 3rd over, his 4th over, his 6th over. 5 for 23 goes to bed on tonight. The guy's a freak. I mean, he just does it. It's like every game of cricket that Ben Stokes is involved in, somehow he has an influence. I've seen nothing like it in my life.
I've had psychologists in England teams in the past where they've always said, you just face the skill, not the name. Shane Warne, face a leg spinner, not Shane Warne. You say, but you can see him. And I think that's with Ben Stokes. You can't just face it. Because if you actually face Ben Stokes' skill today, he actually didn't bowl brilliantly, but he got 5 wickets.
Presence.
Because of he's got this aura. Yeah. And Australia, look, they're not scared of Ben Stokes because it doesn't happen, but they've got something against Ben Stokes, and he knows he's got something against them. He just turns up with the ball in hand, with the bat in hand, and I think he just has this presence and this aura that he believes he can contribute at any stage against an Australian team.
So he's the one contender for our performer of the day. The other, of course, is the great Mitchell Starc. Wickets up top. 3 in his first spell, one of the great opening Ashes spells, I reckon. Starc's getting better with age. He is improving the older he gets. I know what happened here last year where Australia bowled out India in 2 sessions and a similar scoreline at the close, but this today is without Hazelwood, it's without Cummins. He's doing it, really, he's carrying the attack on his back to be there and to be counted and to knock over Stokes the way he did after lunch. Wickets early, wickets late, it was the complete performance. His first 7 for in Test cricket. Yeah,
brilliant, and he just found that flow straight away. You could actually see him, and he got a wicket with his 6th ball, but the first 5 balls were right. Sometimes any bowler, Mitchell Starc, whoever, will bowl a loose one or bowl one short and wide and you can get one away. His first 5 balls set up that big drive because Zach Crawley wants to get away. He wants to get the big drives away. It was actually the shortest ball of the over, and he gets the key wicket. But the ball to Ben Stokes, that setup of just going a bit wider, and then just getting the ball angling back into the stumps was perfection. And the problem for Australia is that Mitchell Starc would have wanted a bit longer in the rooms watching his team bat. He now goes to sleep in the lovely hotel down the way. I'm sure it'll be a nice bed, but sure there'll be a pool that you can do a bit of rehab. But he'll be back out there straight away tomorrow, and it's just not enough rest. And I look at this series and the way that it might be played out, we're bound to get injuries because I just don't think the batting lineups are going to give the bowlers much rest. And I look at England tomorrow; they've got a golden chance of really nailing this game tomorrow. The pitch may play a bit better; it might not. We'll have to wait and see. But if they get that chance to just go and bat the whole day, to give their bowlers a full day's rest, please take it. Don't allow Australia back into this contest from an English perspective by playing silly shots, gifting them early wickets, because we've seen, particularly in Ashes cricket, it's never won. And this Australian team will keep fighting. Even though there's a few cracks starting to arrive, they'll keep fighting. And I wouldn't want to see, here in Perth, a 300 chase is possible because this pitch might flatten out. England have got to nail tomorrow and bat the full day. Yeah, and there were other performances with the bat as well, like Pope's now in the series for 46 today, albeit out leg just before lunch. Brook batted in a, at times outlandish way, but, that's what freaks do. He got himself a 50. So, guys in the series for England with the bat as well. Vaughnie, let's take a pause and go into the hotspot. In the hotspot today, it's your old mate Joe Root. Your old Yorkshireman teammate, well, not teammate literally, but, you didn't quite cross over in the England team, nearly did. 7-ball duck, worked over by Starc, squared up, an absolute treat. That story of him not making 100 in Australia will continue to rattle around. How will he get through this period where he's going to be under so much scrutiny about the Australia thing? How do you see this working for him? How does he deal with it psychologically? Well, you go before he got out. I thought he was run out at the non-strikers then. I thought that's about right for Joe in Australia. I found a way. I think the key to Joe, and he said it pre-series, it's about winning. I think the bigger picture of, winning the series is what he's about, and it's about contributing to the England side at certain moment. Watch him tomorrow. If he can get away, he might just be that batter that can bat the full day, give the bowlers a full day's rest. There's clearly a slight issue with his, I think he snicked 9 of the last 9 to the cordon. Yeah. So here in Australia, even though I'm a good pal of his, I'd be wrong to say he doesn't have a problem in Australia against the bouncing ball just outside off stump. He clearly has gotten a bit of an issue, but he'll work away. He'll find a way. I think he's going to try and find a cut shot, that square batted shot that he gets on the back foot and punches with the extra bounce. That's a bit of an issue here in Australia. He will find a way. He seems to be in a great mind. He seems to be calm. The key thing for Joe, and he said it, if England win the series and he doesn't get 100, I don't think he's going to give 2 hoots. It's all about England winning the series, but the only way England will win the series, I think, will be a contribution or 2, a big contribution from Joe Root at number 4. I know we've run a bit over time. There was 19 wickets today. Blameless pitch as well, for what it's worth. It was bouncy, but there was no demons in it. Before we get out of here, we're going to press fast forward.
Vaughany, where are we tomorrow? 19 wickets today. Just give me a number for fast forward. How many wickets in the test match are gone by the time we have this chat in 24 hours?
Oh, there can't be 19 wickets tomorrow. I think tomorrow we're going to see 10 wickets. I think England will get the quick one. I think then there'll be probably 9 wickets down by close and there'll be over 300 runs in front.
Test cricket in fast forward. These days, we probably wouldn't have it any other way. Cricbuzz Chatter every night of the series. Adam Collins and Michael Vaughan. Catch you later.